Welcome to TheMan Games. Today on the channel I'm going to be telling you about my experience at the ftlow Wrestling event in Liverpool. So if you don't know what that is, I believe it is the largest wrestling convention outside of America. It is in Liverpool, England. So the guests that they had Kurt Angle, Sting, MJF, Trish Stratus, Mickie James, the Nasty Boys, the New Age Outlaws. There was so many people, and I'm going to tell you all about that here in this video. So this is going to be just from my perspective, my point of view. I'm going to tell you what I liked about the event, things I didn't like about the event, things that I liked about the event, things I didn't like about the event. So I went with the wife and a few friends. We had like early bird tickets, so we got to go in early. So we could have gone in at 9 o'clock with the early bird ticket. They actually let us in a little bit early. We got in for about 10 to 9. I do think. So when we got in there was none of the wrestlers were actually there yet. So we just had like look around and things. So one of the first things I went to do, I went to queue up in the Sting line, but they said he won't be here till later, so they closed his line straight off, which was a bit strange. So already you're kind of thinking, well, if you knew he wasn't going to be there, then why didn't you just have it closed off to begin with? But yeah, who knows. So I could see that the Kurt Angle line was already starting to fill up, so I thought I'm going to get straight into the Kurt Angle line, and I got my TNA Kurt Angle DVD signed, as you can see there. Kurt Angle WWE Hall of Famer 2017, that's what he wrote on it. He was such a nice guy. He shook my hand 3 times. I told him that I was a huge fan. I love his podcast. One of my favourite matches of his is probably one that not many people would say was one of his best matches, but it's a match between him and Abyss from Turning Point in TNA. I've always really liked that match. I just wanted to let him know that. And he said that he thinks that Abyss is a really good wrestler, and I said I completely agreed. It's a shame he didn't get a run in WWE. But yeah, Kurt was such an awesome guy. He had such a busy day as well. His queue just never went down. He had 2 photo opportunities as well. I think both times his queues went like over the scheduled time. So yeah, I really felt for the guy. He must have had a knackering day. But you couldn't tell. He smiled for everyone. As far as I'm aware, he was very polite to everyone. So yeah, what a class act guy Kurt Angle was. And there you can see on the screen me and my picture with Kurt Angle. So yeah, when I had to queue up for a very long time for my picture with Kurt Angle, I want to say maybe about 45 minutes, which isn't that sounds like a long time. Well, I'm just going to skip a bit forward ahead. I lined for an hour to get a picture with Bray Wyatt, and they cut the queue off, and they didn't even I'm assuming the people at the front of the queue got to know that line got cut off, but no one came down the line and told everyone. The people in the queue didn't tell everyone. I just got fed up of being in the line, so I thought I'd go for a walk, as the wife was in the queue already, and I saw that it had been shut off. So yeah, we went and asked someone, and said, yeah, it's been shut off. You have to go to the second photo opportunity later on in the day. So yeah, that was a bit irritating, just because it's just a shame they couldn't have come down the line and told everyone, really. But maybe just a bit of lack of communication, or who knows. But yeah, queuing up for the Kurt Angle photo, it did take a long time, but it is one of my favourite photos I got from the weekend there. Meeting Torrie Wilson next, we'll talk about. She was absolutely absolute sweetheart as well. I told her that I've been a big fan of her for a long time. Even when she was in WCW, she had a different name. She was called Samantha for about 2 weeks. Maybe a lot of people don't know that, but yeah, I've been a fan of Torrie Wilson from the very beginning, and she was very surprised, I think, that I've been a fan for so long. I got this picture signed of Torrie Wilson, and as you can see on the screen now, I got my picture with her signed as well, because as you can see, now I don't want to sound too negative already on this, but the picture isn't exactly in line. As you can see, we're at one side to the right, so I thought, yeah, I had to pay extra to get a second signature, but I think it really does help the picture look a lot better. And she asked me if I was going to, me and my wife, not just me, she asked us if we were going to the after party later. and we said we were, but we will get on to the after party later on in this video. Next up, we went and saw Mickie James, and she was really lovely, just like Torrie Wilson and Kurt Angle so far. She was a really, really nice person. I told her how amazing I thought her entrance was in the Royal Rumble with her Knockouts Championship, her gimmick, Hardcore Country. She said how special it was to her. So I said I thought it was like the best thing about the Royal Rumble in my opinion this year. Also, Nick Aldis was meant to be there, and we had a little conversation about why he couldn't be there, which felt like a bit personal, having a bit of a personal conversation with her, which was really good. I had a Kurt Angle t-shirt on at the time as well. She said she really liked the t-shirt, that she'd never seen it before. It was a Pro Wrestling Tees one. I just seen in the Kurt Angle picture on the screen. And this is the picture of Mickie James that I got signed. And there you can see on the screen a picture of me meeting Mickie James. Bray Wyatt is the next person we're going to talk about, and I queued for a long time to meet Bray Wyatt as well. Probably not as long. Trying to think who I actually queued longest for to actually meet. Well, to be honest, it's probably JR, but that's because he was in a photo shoot at the time. But yeah, we did queue for quite a while to get to Bray Wyatt. He was such a nice guy. There was a family in front of us. There was a little 3 kids, and he gave them extra photos, gave them all of his time. He was such a really, really genuinely nice guy. There's the man in front of us. He had a belt signed, and so when you pay for things, if you pay for an autograph, you only get one autograph. Well, Bray signed the championship belt this guy wanted signed, and he also had a little like a hand-drawn picture of Bray Wyatt that he bought at the event, and he asked to sign it. And so the wrestlers are there, and they have like someone that works for Monopoly events with them, and they take care of the paperwork or the money side of things. And the woman had said to this guy, "Oh, you've only paid for one autograph, he can't sign it." And Bray just kind of looked at her and was like, "Come on." And she said, "Well, it's up to you. If you want to sign it, you sign it, but you shouldn't be." And like Bray signed it anyway. And then when the man moved on, he said under his breath, but I heard what he said, and he said, "I'm here because of them." He whispered to this woman, and so it was really cool to see Bray Wyatt, sticking up for the fans. And then when we went forward, me and the wife, I got this figure of Bray Wyatt signed. I said to Bray that I really loved his cinematic match with John Cena at WrestleMania, and he said it was the best one because that's the one that Vince McMahon didn't touch. These were his exact words. He said that he had too much to do with the Swamp match, and that's why it was no good. And I said to him, "Oh, I wish you and Randy had a cinematic match at WrestleMania," and he said he's done wrestling Randy in WWE. And I just said, "Well, I miss seeing you on the TV every week," and he said he missed being on our TV every week. And yeah, he was just like a really nice guy. I mean, he's like one of the biggest stars that were there. It's like a current star, not like a retired star. No, he's not actively competing at the moment, but he's the most current big star that they had, maybe apart from MJF. And it was just nice to see, that he was quite humble, and he wasn't full of himself. He was a genuinely really, really nice guy. And now we're going to talk about MJF. So I bought an I Hate MJF t-shirt. So I queued up to get my photo of MJF first before I actually got the autograph from him. And you should have seen some of the things he was doing to people in the photos. He coughed on people. People that were overweight, he was lifting the t-shirt up. He stuck his finger up someone's nose. He just did loads of things. A friend of mine, he had a New Japan title belt, and apparently he put it on the floor and kicked it and said, "F that company." So yeah, he was definitely in character all day. So I went in with my MJF I Hate MJF t-shirt. and he like looked up and down like Matt and I did that to him, and then we stood for the picture, and I'm going like that, and as the guy touched the picture, MJF smacks me in the balls. So in my picture, as you can see on screen, I'm looked forward a little bit. That's because he just smacked me in the balls. So then later on, I went to get the MJF figure signed that I had, and like I was expecting with the t-shirt on that he would, have a bit of banter with me, but he just didn't say anything really. So yeah, that was a bit disappointing, but maybe he thought I was looking for like a confrontation or a bit of banter or something because I had the t-shirt on, so maybe he thought, this guy wants it, I'm just not going to give it to him, so maybe that's why MJF was a bit like that. Sting next. So Sting is obviously, if you've been a big fan of TheMan Games, you should know that he is my all-time favourite wrestler. Got a picture with Sting, as you can see on the screen right now, and I got the Sting AW action figure signed as well. So I have actually met Sting before at Liverpool Comic Con in 2019. To be honest, he wasn't as chatty as it was the first time I met him this time, but obviously you don't know what kind of days people had. They could have had people being rude to him and stuff like that throughout the day, so maybe he just seemed like a bit down than when I met him before, but like I said, he could have just been having a bad day or something. I had the Sting Darby CM Punk t-shirt on. He said that he thought about wearing it, but he didn't know if people would like that. And I said to him when I first became a fan of his, he was the red and black in the Wolfpack. I said to him, is he going to bring it back? And he just said, we'll see. But I kind of got the impression that he didn't like the idea. But yeah, it was great to meet Sting again. And some people don't get to meet the heroes once. I got to meet my hero twice. So I'm very, very happy about that. So Trish Stratus next. So as you can see here, I got this picture signed to Trish Stratus. She was absolute sweetheart. She really made everyone that I saw her interact with, make them feel like they were the special one. Not like that she's the celebrity. She made everyone feel special with the way she treated them, with the time that she spent with them. I said to Trish that she had been one of my favourite wrestlers she's one of my favourite wrestlers of all time, not just female, just in general, and she actually gave me a hug, and I couldn't believe it. I really was not expecting that at all. So I only maybe stood and talked to her for maybe like 45 seconds, but it was definitely worth it. And then got a picture with her, as you can see on screen now, which is probably my favourite picture of the weekend. And then I got one with both Trish and Mickie as well. So that was mainly day one when we were there. So talking about day one in general, so it was a very hard to fit everything in that I got done, to be honest, just because with wasting an hour in the Bray Wyatt queue then getting cut off, that kind of I lost an hour of my day really, which was a bit annoying. But the majority of the people that worked there at the Monopoly events that treated me, apart from obviously not getting told in the Bray Wyatt queue, everyone was very helpful. They were very understanding. They didn't want you to miss anything that I dealt with anyway. I know a few people that probably some of the people were a bit rude to them, but just speaking from my experience, everyone that I spoke to was very nice and very helpful with me. Obviously, all the wrestlers that I met, to me, were all very friendly. No one was rude or uninterested. Everyone really was really great meeting. Because sometimes I've heard stories about meeting celebrities and they're not what you want them to be. Maybe apart from MJF, but obviously he's in character. But everyone was just so nice. Negative things about the day, like I said, the Bray Wyatt losing an hour in the queue, that was awful. I brought a program which is here, just behind me, and there was the times were online anyway, so we wrote them down. And the MJF time on the program was actually wrong. So it says There's 11:30 on the program for MJF, and it was actually 10:30, so I nearly missed the MJF photo. But they could have got these printed, and then something had changed and not realised. So it could just be, human error. But that was a bit annoying. And then so we had the tickets to the after party. So me, the wife, and a few friends went to the after party, and it was pretty awful, to be honest. So it was like in like a garage or like a car park with like a bar on the side, full of like picnic benches. The music wasn't very good. It didn't seem like very wrestling themed, to be honest. They had like wrestling on a screen on both sides, but there was no wrestling music on. They had 3 wrestling cocktails, and to be honest, the one that I had was really, really, really nice. I got something called a Blue Meanie, but everyone else got one, and they didn't really like theirs at all. We only paid like £6.50 to get into the after party, but it really wasn't anything that any of us expected. We expected something, a bit nicer than that, so that was a bit disappointing, really. Another thing, the stalls at the For Love of Wrestling weren't as good as the first one, in my opinion. They're all very similar. There was a stall selling like swords and masks and not wrestling related, so that was a bit strange. A lot of the stalls were just like action figures, but like action figures as you see here, not even in boxes and stuff, like a lot of loose ones. There was a guy doing tattoos, which that was really cool. I didn't get a chance to really see any that he did, but that's something a bit different that you don't really see at wrestling conventions that I know of anyway, so I thought that was quite cool. So now if we go on to day 2, so on day 2 we got to meet Lillian Garcia. She was absolutely lovely. I told her that she was my dad's favourite on wrestling. I told her I really like her podcast. We had a good chat about that. She asked us to take a picture of her, so she took a picture of us and she put us on her own Instagram, so that was pretty cool. And I got that picture signed of Lillian. And yeah, I got when I went for my photo opportunity, and you can see that picture on the screen now, she actually gave me a hug as I left as well, so that was pretty awesome. And we also met Victoria Tara from TNA, she was known, Victorian WWE, signed picture there. She was really lovely as well. She gave us both a hug as well. She was very, very nice. She was in like full attire and everything, like wrestling gear. She had the women's championship. So yeah, she was a really nice lady as well. Candice Michelle we met as well. That is a picture of her that we got signed. To be honest, she wasn't someone that I planned on seeing, but I had a bit of free time, so I thought I'd just go and get an autograph. Didn't really have a lot of conversation, just kind of like hello, nice to meet you, signed it, and thank you and bye kind of thing. Just because normally when I go to meet people, I normally think of what I'm going to say before I actually go in. Whereas on this time it was just like, oh well, she had no one in the queue, so let's just go and get an autograph. SoCal Val we also met, and that is the picture that we got signed there. She had an awesome picture of my wife as well, as you can see on the screen now. She put that on her Instagram as well, and then I got this picture as well. And when we went to talk to her, when we got the autograph, she was very, very chatty. We talked about all sorts. I showed her pictures of my daughter. My wife was talking about Gossip Girl. We were talking about where we live and what part of the UK that we've all been to. She was very, very chatty. She's really, really lovely. She was probably the most chatty person that we met all weekend, to be honest. We could probably sit and talk to her for ages, and yeah, we thought we were being a bit rude for other people being stood there talking so long, but she was like, no, stay, like keep talking. So that is very, very nice of her. Yeah, I'd love to meet her again. Hopefully she'll be at the next Club Wrestling that they do. So yeah, very, very nice lady, SoCal Val. And finally, I met JR, so I got his book signed. So as we can see there, his book signed. He wasn't what I thought it was going to be. Actually, I thought with it, because he's been like the voice of wrestling for so long, I thought he'd be a bit more chatty, I suppose, maybe the best way to put it. But in his defence, when we got there, we've been waiting quite a while to see him because he had a photo opportunity. Then he wanted like a 10-minute break, and he had the person that was working with him at the Monopoly events, he seemed like a really young kid. He didn't, I don't know, JL was having issues with his chair. The guy couldn't sort that out. He asked him to put his coat somewhere. He just put it on top of like something that was behind him, not very like professional. So I kind of feel like JL was getting a bit frustrated with this kid. Wasn't like on us, if that makes sense, because he came out and this kid wasn't even there, so he had to go back out to come back in again when this kid got here. But I said to him that I really enjoyed his book, and said that some books are quite long-winded, but I thought his was really good. He said that he was glad I enjoyed it. Told my wife that she needs to read it. So yeah, he was okay with us, but I think this guy that was with him was just annoying him a bit. So maybe that's why he just seemed maybe a bit salty. But all in all, it was a fantastic 2 days at Liverpool for the wrestling. Everyone, in my opinion, everyone was just so nice. Obviously, I know there's a few bits here and there, but everyone that I met was just super nice, super friendly. Highlights, definitely meeting Trish Stratus. Obviously meeting my hero Sting again. Kurt Angle was absolutely awesome. Like everyone was just absolutely awesome to meet. No one let me down. If anything I would have liked to do and that I didn't do, I would have potentially liked to get a picture with Road Dogg and Billy Gunn. I just didn't really get the time to do that. I have actually met Billy Gunn before in Florida Airport, so maybe if I hadn't already met Billy Gunn, I'd made more of an effort to meet him here again. But we actually saw a bit of him on his panel with Road Dogg, and that was really cool. They just both seemed like they're having so much fun. Someone asked him about memories about China, and he said that he can't talk about China because it makes him cry. Then he started to talk and he couldn't, and I really felt for the guy. Obviously you don't want to start getting emotional in front of a lot of people, but there's nothing wrong with that. You don't need to be ashamed or anything, but yeah, it's just awful when you lose someone that you love, and then people want to talk about it and you're still not quite ready. We saw a bit of JBL's panel as well, so he was there on the Saturday. He was saying how Eddie Guerrero made him, how he doesn't think he would have been the JBL character if Brock hadn't left, if Kurt wasn't hurt, if Big Show didn't take a bit of time off. So I only got a little bit of his panel, but it was really good. Also, MGF had come out on the Saturday as well, and he did a little bit of a Q&A that wasn't planned. I'm not sure why they did that, but that was really good. He just insulted everyone from Liverpool, really. So yeah, the next For Love of Wrestling is going to be at Manchester next year, and we will definitely be going again. Can't wait for that. Hopefully there's going to be some really good names, so people I'd like to see. Goldberg, he was meant to be at this one but he couldn't make it. That'd be a great one to get. I'd love to meet William Regal. I think bringing him back to the UK for one of these things would be absolutely awesome. I mean, imagine his panel. That'd be really great. Someone else I'd really like to meet is Tony Schiavone. I've been a massive fan of Tony Schiavone. When you listen to his podcast, Conrad always says the voice of your childhood. He really was the voice of my childhood, so I'd love to be able to meet him. Well, if you did enjoy this video today, you can watch the one from the first For Love of Wrestling that I went to. It was a long time ago though, so the quality might not be as good as maybe this one is. But please, if you did enjoy this video, make sure to check out the other one. I'll put a link in the description and a link at the end of this video. So thank you very much for watching The Man Games today. If you did enjoy this video, please think about subscribing to the channel. We are normally 2K22 based on the channel, but I thought I'd give you this extra video today, letting you know my experience about the For Love of Wrestling. If you could drop me a comment if you went and let me know what you thought, please do that. If you already have subscribed to The Man Games, make sure to have the notifications turned on, then you'll know when our next video goes up on the channel. You can also find us on social media at The Man Games on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. We are also on Pinterest and Reddit as well. Well, thank you very much for watching this video today, and we will see you on the next video.